I started record. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. In next weekend, I decided to take off some things off my kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many plates and cups and mugs, and I don't need so many things here.
Mm-hmm. So are you donating them?
Yes, yes. And I think that you have a good opportunity for do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I think we actually, right now, we're in temporary housing. And so we didn't really fully move in. We just kind of lived there for a little bit. And so before that, we actually donated most of our stuff.
Yes,
So,
yes.
which is good because we luckily we don't have so much furniture. We have like a bed, and we have three really nice chairs that can, like, lean back. They're like movie chairs.
Movie chair. Chairs, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you can put a cup in the arm of the chair.
Okay. Okay.
And then I have my desk, and then we have a TV, and that's about it.
Okay.
So yeah, we're lucky.
Do you have some pet?
Yes, I have a dog, Bento.
Okay. Bento.
Hmm. Yeah, she's asleep right now on her bed.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. I have two cats.
Hmm.
Yes. I had the only one, but after my mom passed away, I adopted her cat.
Oh, I see.
Now I have two.
Hmm. We used to have like 7 cats
Wow.
because my mom's home is in the country. So we had a lot of outdoor cats, and my middle sister loves cats. So usually, if you get one country cat, you need to be prepared that there's going to be many, many, many more because they roam around the countryside and come back. Here are some babies. So we had a lot of cats back then.
Okay. Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have 2 younger sisters.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
and they're both adopted.
They are adopted
Hmm.
too? Oh,
Yes,
interesting.
from Asia.
Asia.
Hmm.
Yes. You have a connection with Asia.
It seems so.
Now I understand.
Hmm. Yes, but yeah,
Okay.
the middle sister is from Vietnam, and the youngest sister is from Cambodia.
Okay. And how is the experience with them?
After the adoption process,
Yes. How older they have when they are adopted?
let's see, middle sister was almost 1 year old, almost one.
It's
And
a
then,
little big.
yeah, and then the baby sister was, oh man, I think she was 8 months.
Okay. That's it was easy.
Yeah.
It's more hard when they are grow up.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yes,
My
yes.
one of the families in our homeschool group, almost they have 7 children, and almost all of them are adopted from the US, and they were older. So
Okay. And how was the process to bring them to America? It's hard.
It's very hard from what my mom was telling me. I was only 6 years old, but I went with them to you go to the company who manages the adoption, and we found like a Christian company, and everyone was really nice. The caseworker, her daughter was adopted, and she was my age, so we used to play in the office together while our parents talked. And then usually you wait at least 1 year while they're looking for a child for you. So it can be 1 year, 2 years, depending on the country. And I know like Korea has very strict dietary dietary obligations. Like if they think you're dangerously overweight, the parents, you can't adopt from there. If they think you're a health risk, you can't adopt. And
Sorry, what is it dietary?
oh, uh, eating.
Okay,
You're eating
okay,
there.
okay.
Mhm. So if they think you're dangerously overweight, Korea won't let you adopt. And I think you usually have to, at the time, you usually had to be married. You had to be two parents. You can't have just one. And so the the biggest place to get to get adoption easy was China, because at the time they had the two-child policy, and so a lot of parents who were accidentally had a third child, they would give up the daughter. They would put the daughter up for adoption if it was a girl. Because at the time the value was on male babies, boy babies. So if they had a daughter, they would give up the daughter. And so at the time, China had lots and lots and lots and lots of little girls available for adoption. And they also had a lot of health problems, unfortunately. So they had to think about that. So then anyway, so then they're like, okay, so which countries? Give us a list of countries you're interested in adopting from. So we said, okay, anywhere in this area. And Vietnam came up for the first child, and then they send you a picture. Then they make all the plans, the passports. Are both parents going? Is one parent going? And then usually you go with a group of people together. They're all going to pick up their children. And so they went together. There's a translator. And actually, my mom had her passport stolen while she was in Vietnam. So she said it was really scary. So,
Yes,
but
I suppose.
mhm,
Yes, I have been watching videos when they show people that get a problem in other countries with
mhm,
the law
yeah,
because they don't know how things works.
mhm,
And one of the this case is about adoptions because a woman decided to adopt a child, and they were in a
a convent.
convent,
Mhm,
yes, with nannies.
yes.
Yes, and they get a child there, but they bring they broke it, bring the child for home,
Mhm.
but after they discover it's a crime, uh, then the policy was there and arrested them
Oh my
uh,
goodness.
by human trafficking.
Oh.
Yes, it's not they looking for uh, wrong persons to help them. That convent is not a good thing for. Can you understand?
Right, right. So,
Yes, yes. Without the good informations, and the couple passed about 3 years in the jail
oh
in
my goodness,
for this.
scary.
Yes, yes.
Oh man. And did you hear on the news about what was happening with Africa adoptions?
No, 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 no in Africa. I don't remember the country now.
Well, Africa had a kind of a similar issue through adoptions. They had some dishonest people would go to the mother, the birth mother, and they would say, "Oh, we know that you can't afford education for your child, food, so we're going to put them in a program, and they will be cared for. We'll send you money, and your child will be taken care of." Like kind of like over a missionary kind of thing. And then what those people did is they would adopt the child out to Americans, and they lied to the birth mother, and they put the child up for adoption because usually the mother couldn't read, so she would sign a paper, and actually it's adoption papers, giving up her own child. And then this family in America found out. The little girl was telling them, I miss my mother. I want this. And they're like, oh, this is suspicious because they told us she doesn't know her mother. They told us she's never had her mother. So they began researching and found out this whole dishonest people were lying to the African mothers and stealing their children and putting them up for adoption for money.
Yes,
So
yes,
yeah, it was
yes,
heartbreaking for everyone.
yes. When heavy money involved, it's very dangerous. It's
Yeah,
not persons doing this for money.
right. Very, very crooked.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
and always when is other country different hour is dangerous because
right.
we don't know every laws there, and is just a little things wrong, we have a big problem.
hmm Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
So it's important. I think Americans especially don't think about that, and they just kind of, oh, it's just another country. It's no different, and they kind of. I'm sure lots of people from other countries do, but I feel like the USA is really guilty of that. Some people in the USA don't even know which Korea is the dangerous one. Is it North Korea or South Korea? They don't know. So, yeah.
Yes.
hmm
North Korea is impossible to go there.
Oh, but some do apparently. Some UK and USA people go on tours there, and oh, what a great time! And of course, the mass population gets angry because you're supporting something terrible, and it's really like stupid. And
Yes, yes,
but
yes. Yeah.
yeah, I had my a Korean student told me she's in a university, and she said someone asked her, "Oh, so are you from North Korea or South Korea?" I was like, "Do you think does she have internet? If she's here legally, then she's from South Korea."
Yes, yes. It's
Oh,
totally different from North Korea.
mhm.
Yes. My other teacher, my old teacher, he's Korean. He's
Mhm.
a American Korean.
Oh,
Actually, he has three country, three nationality.
mhm.
Uh, 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 Their parents, they were from Korea, and he was born in Brazil.
Wow.
And with when he was 2 years, he moved to America.
Wow.
So he has three countries in Blunt.
Wow. That's incredible. What a story that you can tell.
Yes, yes. When we started the classes, living in New York,
Hmm.
but now he living here in Brazil, in another
Yeah.
state,
Hmm.
different time.
Wow. Imagine and you're in kindergarten and they ask you to, can you tell us about yourself? And oh, well, I'm Korean and American, and oh, I guess he wasn't in Brazil at the time, but yeah, wow, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yes. I love know about the different country,
Hmm.
and I have been watching too so many videos talking about Japanese and Chinese. And in this week, I saw some videos about France, and it's amazing how it's possible now by YouTube, about everybody.
Hmm. Yeah, and especially for me, I have students from all over the world. I've had a student from Israel. Uh, I just started teaching two little girls from Saudi Arabia, which is a real cultural shock, I think. And Russia, um, where else? Ukraine, of course, Brazil, Korea, Japan. But yeah, it's incredible to. I feel like so connected to the world.
Okay, how is possible the first contact with these people uh, when they don't speak anything in English? How you can do this?
Well, I actually haven't had anyone who was a 100% beginner. Um,
Okay.
I've had people who are just beginning, and they we kind of just stick to common topics. And on some platforms, it has a translator, so we use the translator. But most of my students are at least just like at least enough to do, tell me about your country, tell me about your family, adjectives, tall, short, with color eyes, with color hair, that kind of thing. So,
So they know some few words to begin
hmm,
the contact, okay? Uh,
yes,
okay, because it's not possible to keep a contact with they don't know anything.
right. Hmm. Makes it
Okay.
really difficult.
Yes, especially in the countries like Saudi Arab to Saudi, né? Arabia,
Oh,
Arabia,
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Mhm.
Yes, it's impossible.
Yes. Yeah, and
Yes.
they actually they were living in Canada. So they were living in Canada, so the older girl speaks pretty well, and the youngest one, she's just 3 or 4, so she has some trouble. So I just say, copy me, and I teach her phonics. So we say, okay, a, apple, and do that kind of thing.
Okay.
So,
Yes, you have the method
yes,
to.
I mostly teach children, so
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
that's a majority. So usually I'm kind of like, wow. And I've got my, like, how are you feeling today? Are you happy? Are you sad? And do the yes, no.
So cute. Okay, but despite I know something, I need to start again with you. That's the beginning, because I have a lot of problem to remember the words sometimes.
It's just what we call a refresher.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes.
That's what I have. I actually do have a lot of students who they speak really good English, but they're afraid that if they don't talk with someone, they'll forget. So I
Yes.
had I think one of my favorites students. I had a little girl, 8 years old, and she was from Japan. She lived in the U.S. for I think 3 years, and then moved back to Japan. Her name's Toko, and her personality was so funny. She was so hilarious. She would tell me, I really like Star Wars, like the movie Star Wars. And I
Okay.
was like, oh, which one's your favorite? That's kind of an older movie, you know? And oh, you like the new movies? No, I like the old movies from the 80s. She just had such a funny personality.
Yes, yes, yes. Do you think to create a YouTube channel for videos from children?
Well, actually, I'm working on a YouTube channel right now,
Ah, okay.
but probably not for ESL. My my main idea is actually entertainment. That's my career I'm pursuing is entertainment, and it kind of happened by accident that I got into teaching. And
Okay.
uh, actually, I think I told you I went to school for music and theater, and
Mm,
and, and I got a job there at the university helping in the ESL program. And so I thought, well, I really like this. I love teaching this. Um, so maybe I'll do that while I'm working on music and practicing instruments and things like that. So I did that, and then I got certified. Then I had the time in China, and I came back, and then full time online. So
yeah.
yeah, so I actually am working on a YouTube. So.
Yes, because the future is for everyone is on YouTube. It
Hmm.
is the way to spread our knowledge.
Exactly, exactly. My boyfriend learned how to change our brake pads for our car uh, by watching YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he was looking at the mechanics, and they were saying, oh, it'll be if we change them, it'll be $250. And my boyfriend's, that's a lot. So he said, you know what? I think I can do it. And he bought the $25 replacement and watched YouTube, changed them, and they work perfectly.
okay.
So thank you, YouTube. Thank you, boyfriend.
Yes.
So,
Okay. Do you have some exercise for me today?
well, let me hear your last one. Did you get my note from your video?
Uh, if I no, sorry. Repeat, please.
Did you get? I left you a response to your video that you sent me.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. I've been trying to repeat the words, and yes, I think I get better,
Mhm.
but no, totally better.
Well, what? This is our what? Third class. So any progress is good progress. Well, let
Yeah.
me hear all of the exercises I sent you, and if I like it, I'll give you a new one. So let's start with the send toast.
Okay. Send toast to 10th stout. Uh,
Keep going, keep
Ten
going. We'll go back. Don't stop.
send 10 tall tents.
Okay. All right.
Again. Oh, let me try again. Send toast to 10 tents stalks. Send 10 tall tents.
That was better. The first part, wonderful. I would say magnifique. Very good. It was very nice. The toast was perfect. Very nice. Mm-hmm. You're getting more out of their mouth. That's really good. So yeah, the stout. It's just like pricking your finger. Ow! Stout.
Stout. Stout.
To say
stout.
Ow!
Stout.
Mm-hmm.
Stout.
Yeah.
Stout.
Tense. Stout.
Stout. Stout.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think work on the stout. The tall tense was very good too. Send it toast to 10 tenths stout. So what does the progress for that one is? St, ow. So it goes back. St, ow.
Stout. Stout.
Yes, yes.
Stout. Stout.
So let's hear it. 10 tenths stout.
10 stout. Stout. 10 tenths stout.
A little more.
Tenths.
Pull your corners back. St, ow.
Stout.
It's an over exaggeration of the ow sound. So you pull your corners back. Ow. Ow. Ow.
Stout. Stout.
Yeah.
Stout.
You've got it. You've got it.
Okay.
Much better. Shall we hear the whole thing?
Sorry?
Shall we hear the whole thing?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Oh, I was asking, would you like to do the whole exercise?
Okay. The beginning. Send toast to 10 tenths stout. Cents.
Keep going.
10 tall tenths.
Yeah, if you're on a flow, don't stop. Finish to the end, and then I'll go back and say, oh, how about this one?
Okay. Send toast to 10 tenths stout. Cents 10 tall tenths.
Good, very good. All right, let's look at saints. This one has the long A. Say, saints.
Saints.
Oh, ease up. Easy S. Saints. Go. Put your teeth together and go. Just that. So get your tongue back. Out of the way.
Saints.
So your tongue is not part of it. This is just your breathing air through your teeth. That's it. Do you hear how that sounds a little bit like a TS? But we want a pure. So put the tip of your tongue tuck it here, behind the teeth, so it's not in your way.
Saints.
And then put your teeth all the way together. And just breathe. So follow the step. Tongue back. See? Okay. Right there. And teeth together. And That is the pure S. Now say saints.
Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Saints.
Yes. Now say stout saints.
Saints. Stout saints.
A little more. Owl.
Owl. Stout saints.
Much
Stout
better.
saints.
Much better. All right, good. A lot of progress. Keep working on it. I'll start giving you new ones. So just be like, oh, Monday is 10 stout saints, and Tuesday is this one, and Wednesday is a different one. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So
I promise that I will do the perfect sounds, and
you're already making great progress, so I believe you.
yeah, and I send my like I did the little movie for you.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah, I watched it. I could hear the. My favorite is the toast. Very
Oh.
nice. Very nice toast.
Okay.
All right. How about have you been practicing the diction begins? All right, the one right underneath it. And this is a practice to focus on using the front of your mouth. Okay? So, and this is a hold your jaw exercise. So, part of the exercise. Diction begins at the front of the mouth with the tip of the teeth and the tongue.
Can you write me, please?
Yeah, it's right on. If you look at our message history, it's right underneath the send toast part.
Okay. Sand toast. Sand toast.
Right underneath it, see? The text box, let me just copy and paste it.
Please. Diction begin. Okay, from the. Okay. Tip mount with the tip of the teeth in the. Yes. Do you want that I repeat with the tongue in this position?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and hold the jaw. You can use your tongue and your teeth to make the sounds. So the goal is you don't want to move your jaw very much, as little as possible. So diction begins at the front of the mouth with the tip of the teeth and the tongue. So mostly lips, teeth, and tongue.
Okay. This phrase, okay?
Yes.
Diction begin at the front of the mouth with the tip of the teeth and the tongue.
Okay. So with the mouth, make sure you get that TH. Mouth.
Mouth. Mouth.
And same thing as stout. Ow. Mouth.
Mouth.
Yes, perfect.
Mouth.
And I'm not gonna focus too much on this one today. This is just I want you to practice that one twice a week with holding your jaw steady. Okay? That's just to practice getting used to the sounds, your d, p, t, k, your consonants being used with your lips, your teeth, and your tongue. They're the ones that make all the hard sounds. Like that. All right, in that case, let me get you a new one. Okay, where's mine? We're gonna go to P. And we're gonna do the most famous one. This should keep you occupied for a couple of weeks. This is the most famous tongue twister.
Oh my gosh.
So, here it is. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? So, let's start with the first sentence. Let's just
Okay.
do. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Okay. Peter Piper picked a peck of picked peppers.
Okay. So first word. We're just going to do sentence by sentence. Okay, so first word is Peter. That T that you learned from the 10 tall tents.
Okay.
We're going to bring that T back. Peter. Peter. Just like when you said toast. Peter.
Peter.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Peter.
And his name is Peter Piper.
Peter Piper.
Mm-hmm.
Picked.
Okay.
Picked.
Keep going.
Peter Piper picked a peck of picked peppers.
Okay. So next word, picked. Picked. The rule for ed is if you have a ted at the end. I'm gonna write this down. Rule for ed suffix. If you have ted, or I believe it's ded, you will add the sound Ted to the word. Star Ted. What's another one? Started. Trying to think of another word. Decided. Decided. Started. If it is any other letter, it is one sound. Picked. Picked. Picked.
Picked. Picked. Picked.
Picked.
Picked.
I keep thinking of unusual past tense, like eating. No, that doesn't work. Learned.
Learned.
One sound. One sound.
Learned.
Mm-hmm. So you don't say picked, learned. One sound. Picked.
Learned.
Mm-hmm. Only if the word has a ted or ded will you add the started. Decided.
Started. Decided.
Does that make sense?
Decided. Started.
Mm-hmm.
Started.
Yeah, right.
Started.
Mm-hmm. You heard that has the extra sound?
Yes. Can you say again about this rule?
Yes. So if you're wondering, do you say the second sound ed, or is it one sound like picked? What you do is you look at the letter before the ed. The letter before ed. If the letter is T or D, then you must add the extra ed. So star, Ted. Decided. You add the sound. But otherwise, if it's any other letter, it's only one sound. So picked. Learned.
Learned.
Yes.
Learned. Yes. Actually, the sounds is needed to combine the sounds.
Yes.
Yes. If the sound, if T, uh, in the end will be T2.
Yes. Well, if you have usually if you have ed, sometimes it sounds like you heard picked. It sounds like a T, right?
Pick,
Picked, picked.
pick,
Instead of
pick,
picked, we say picked, picked.
pick, picked.
hmm So you can make it more like a T sound at the end instead of having a picked. That's awkward.
Picked,
So we
picked,
change it to a picked, picked.
picked.
hmm
Okay. So
It's kind
the
of like saying this sound.
yes,
Picked.
picked,
hmm
picked, picked.
But the important thing is really, do I add the sound ed, or do I not add the sound ed? So start, the word start has a T. So if I add ed, that's TED. So then I say started, started.
Started,
hmm
started,
Yeah.
started, started, started. We decided,
hmm
decided.
So in another one, if I had the word part, and I wanted to add ed,
Part,
but how would you pronounce it?
parted,
Yes. And then
part,
if I had the word kick, and then I add ed, how would you say it?
kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it,
Kicked.
kick it, kick it, kick it, kick,
hmm
kick
Try
it,
not to. So we don't say kicked. We say kicked.
kick it, kick
hmm
it,
Yeah.
kick,
It's like we're trying to make it into one sound, one syllable.
kicked,
hmm
kicked.
Yes. Whereas parted would be two syllables. Parted. Parted. But because there's a K in kicked, the kick K before ed, we try to make it one syllable. Kicked. Kicked.
Kicked,
Mhm.
kicked,
Yes. So that's why we don't say picked. We'd say picked. Picked.
picked, picked,
Yes.
picked.
Yeah. So there's extra grammar rule right there. But that's a really common, that's a common grammar issue with people learning English is when do you say ed and when do you push it together? So that's the rule. TED and DED will have the second syllable, but the other letters do not. Does that make sense? Did I explain that like mud? Clear like mud?
I think when I started to say the words, it is more natural for me.
Yeah. And
Yes,
and have you heard that phrase? How is that? Is that clear? Clear as mud?
clear as a mud, clear as a mud. As a, no,
It means that's difficult to understand, right? I explained it, but it's hard to understand. So usually when you ask someone if they understand, you can say, "Is that clear?
is that clear? Okay.
Is that clear?" Meaning kind of like a visual, like you can see it, right? It's clear. You can see through. You understand.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Clear, clear as a mud. Mud is terra, né? Deixa eu ver,
It's
lama.
wet dirt.
Clear. A moment, please.
Mm-hmm.
Clear as mud. Okay.
So
Yes, yes, and I understood now.
yeah, so that's a confusing explanation, and it's difficult. But
It's a sarcasm. uh, is a like a sarcasm.
Oh, sarcasm? Yes, it is like sarcasm. Yes.
Yes.
All right, so let's go back to Peter and his pickled peppers. Um, so let's work on. I want to hear Peter Piper. Now, the P is the same as the T, in that it's often mispronounced in other languages. Well, not mispronounced, but in other languages, it's kind of more back. So, th, 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 th. But in English, it's like a spit. We're spitting it out. Pa, pa, ta, ta. So it's the same kind of feeling as we were teaching with toast, post, post.
Okay.
So let me hear. Actually, say toast, post. Post, post.
Toast post.
Perfect. Now say Peter Piper.
Peter Piper.
All right.
Peter
So
Piper.
did you hear the difference when you were saying post and then you said Peter, Peter?
Peter. Yes.
But you want to say post,
Post.
Peter.
Peter. Post Peter.
That's better. Again,
Post Peter.
much better.
Peter
Yes.
Pipe. Peter Pipe.
Piper.
Piper.
Yes. Peter Piper.
Peter Piper.
Yes. Very nice.
And that's remember the famous preacher in America, John Piper.
Oh, really?
Have you heard about him?
I have. You made me feel bad. No.
John Piper is an amazing preacher. Is my favorite preacher in America.
Oh, his face looks familiar.
John Piper is amazing.
I'm looking at his picture. His face looks familiar. I bet I've seen him somewhere.
Yes, yes.
There is a famous, famous. There's a place in Colorado called it's a company called Focus on the Family. Actually, you know what? I bet they have a podcast you could.
Yes, yes, yes. Here in Brazil, he's very, very famous. He's a Reformed preacher. I love, and I think his speaking very clear to understand. So I always doing my listening with him because I can understand the most of his speech.
Oh, great. I just thought of that. So, yes, so there is a company called Focus on the Family. I grew up. They have, if you ever visit Colorado, USA, they're building on the top floor, they have a family center, and you can buy books, movies, they're all for a family. And then you go downstairs, it's an amazing play area for kids. I say it for kids, but I probably will go. And they have a radio show. And so here's their link to they have a YouTube channel. It's all family or church oriented. My mom used to buy their audio tapes when I was a kid. They have Christian comedians talking about how to work with children or with family, mom and dad, and things like that.
Yes, I will see this channel. I'm seeing here. Oh, interesting. On YouTube. Yes, yes. And another person that I always doing the listening is William Lane Craig.
Okay, that name sounds very familiar. Let me see.
Katie, I love the sound of his English. Is a, in my opinion, is a beautiful way to speak.
Let's see.
You
Oh
should.
yeah, he has YouTube channels too.
Yes, reasonable faith. The his
Oh,
ministry.
cool.
He's a philosopher,
Mm-hmm.
and he has two. He has two titles of doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and he's ai, um pouquinho. Palavra apologist,
Mm.
okay? And he participated about the debates on universities, big debates with the atheist, atheist,
Mm-hmm. Atheists.
atheist. Yes, he's very, very, very smart,
Mm-hmm.
and his English is very beautiful to hear.
So he's the perfect speaker.
Yes, I love him. I have his books here
Mm-hmm.
in Portuguese.
Wow, it's awesome. Have
Yes.
you ever listened to Dr. James Dobson?
Uh, Dobson.
James Dobson.
Dobson. No, no.
Let's see.
I
This,
James Dobson.
these are all from when I was a kid, so I don't know if he's still. Yeah, he has a family talk.
Ah, okay. Ah, yes. Is more in your area. You in the family, child. Ah,
Mm-hmm.
okay, okay. I will see. I love to know new people.
Mm-hmm. And
Yes.
someone else I really liked was Ken Davis. He told some amazing stories about when his girls were little, and he's mostly inspirational, but he also told funny stories about about when they were kids. And what was funny is that uh, my mother used to play the audio tapes when I was a child, and this is how she knows, oh, you're going to be in the entertainment business, because I would copy his way of speaking and mimic the story. So I would do it for my grandparents, and they just loved it. And my favorite, there's a Christian comedian. What's his name? Oh my goodness, did I forget his name? Oh no, no, no,
Comedian Christian.
no. Yeah,
Oh, also.
sure, I forgot his name. He's the best. He does impressions, and he would do like and he talked about like famous people in Bible stories. Like
Ah, okay.
he said, "Oh, I had a dream. There was oh, who was it? What's his name? The famous pastor, Graham. His last name is Graham.
Send me after when you remember.
Yeah, I will send it because I used to copy everything he said and do all the same, copy the voices, and my grandfather just was like, "Wow, she's so listen to what she said." So I'll send it to you, but he's really fun.
Okay. What about the Ravi Zacharias? Have you heard about him?
That also sounds familiar. I probably heard all these names, but I
Avi,
can't remember.
yes. I think is that way.
What an interesting name, too. Oh, he's on a lot of the same shows as what was the other one that you sent me? William Lane Craig. He's on a lot of the same specials.
No, please. You should watching all videos about William Lane Craig.
Okay.
I know you will love him. Yes,
I'll play him in the background while I'm doing some work.
yes, yes. And another and other John MacArthur. Have you heard about John MacArthur?
John MacArthur. I probably don't know most of these. Is it MacArthur?
John MacArthur.
Oh, MacArthur. Yes. MacArthur. I wonder if he's related to Kay MacArthur. MacArthur. I've heard someone say these names before. Oh, he's on the show too. He's on those last three were on the Ben Shapiro show.
Ah, yes. He went there he gave an interview for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. He always is called in the program shows to make part of debates with other. He's a conservative person, a Christian, conservative Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Is a representative for this.
I see. Huh. I'm also gonna send these to my mom and see what she thinks. She listens to these a lot more than I do, so I'm definitely gonna recommend them.
Yes, I have been blessed by him.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Well, thanks for the recommendations.
Yes, yes, yes. I will take note from your recommendation too.
Awesome. And if I remember the comedian,
Yes, yes. Please don't forget to send me.
I can't believe I forgot him. But I better go. I've got 3 kids classes after you, so I have to get excited. And when I get a chance, I will send you. I'll record a video of the Peter Piper and send it to you. Okay.
Yes, please, please.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. See you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.